Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I am Nur Farah Syafiqah binti Ahmad Saiful Bahri from Year 2 SSCCH, representative for Group G, and today we will present about our assignment for course code SSCC2312 Laboratory Safety and Management on ISO 17025 accredited companies. First of all, let me introduce my group members. We have Fatin Sofia binti Zulkifli, Muhammad Hazam bin Matnuzi, Muhammad Izzuddin bin Muhammad, Nur Sakinah binti Hamidun, Sheikh Muhammad Syahri bin Syed Nordin, and Tan Jing Zuan. I hope all of you will enjoy our video. For the company, we got H&P Calibration Center Berhad. This company is located at number 2501 Jalan Harmony 36 Taman Desa Harmony at 100 Johor Bahru, Malaysia. It was registered on 31st of March 2004 as a calibration company and laboratory. It is a private company and has been established for about 18 years according to some info that we managed to find on the website. The security for this company is very impressive because during the research for the information, it is quite difficult to find, but gladly we managed to find some information about this company. This company is providing calibration service and also came out as a dealer of measuring equipment. The field of calibration dimensional that we can list are mass, force, pressure, temperature, heat, and electrical. This laboratory has demonstrated its technical competence in operating in accordance with MS-ISO, IEC 17025 and 2017. Then, it also known as Certified Accredited Calibration Laboratory by the Department of Standards Malaysia in the field of chemical testing under Laboratory Accreditation Scheme, SAM. It fulfills the laboratory requirements of ISO, IEC 17025. That means the laboratory meets both the technical competence requirement and management system requirements that are necessary for it to consistently deliver technically valid test result and calibration. The management system requires in ISO, IEC 17025 are written in language relevant to laboratory operations and operate generally in accordance with the principle of ISO 9001.
Accredited scope. There are 6 types of calibration. The first one is dimensional. The instrument example is caliper, height gauge, plain plug gauge meter, bore gauge or cylinder gauge, dial test indicator, and steel ruler. The second one is mass. The instrument example is weighing scale, standard weight or dead weight. The third one is force, where the instrument example is tension gauge forces, measurement device, torque meter, torque driver, torque wrench, and torque measurement. The fourth type of calibration is pressure. The example of vacuum gauge, pressure gauge which is pneumatic and hydraulic. The next type is temperature, where the example of instrument is temperature sensor with indicator, temperature and humidity indicator, and radiation thermometer. The last one is electrical, where the example instrument are tachometer, stopwatch, measurement instrument which is LCR meter to measure resistance.
So now, we will start our discussion on the HMP calibration structure and services based on ISO 17025 elements. Based on ISO 17025, 2017 version, the standard is applicable to all laboratories that engage in calibration, verification, sampling, or testing. It is also being applied to all whether it is small, medium, large, government, or even privately owned laboratories, and other entities engaged in activities of testing and calibration. Next, ISO 17025 has also established the requirements necessary to demonstrate ability in order to provide accurate and consistent results of tests and measurements performed. Based on company structure in H&P Calibration Sdn Berhad, they had applied ISO 17025 elements that they can produce services competently and consistently. They also include the requirements for identifying the risk and the need for taking preventive actions to mitigate the risk and also provide reliable services. There are many clauses included in the ISO 17025 standard. In this case, we will only discuss 5 clauses in our presentation, which are Clause 2, Normative Reference, Clause 4, General Requirement, Clause 5, Structural Requirement, Clause 6, Resources Requirement, and the last clause, Clause 7.5, Technical Records. So, the first clause we are going to discuss today is the Clause 2, Normative Reference. Normative reference simply means that any other documents which are referenced within the management system standard. In the case of ISO 17025, there are many references made to this ISO standard. This shows that the content that written in the document are actually constitute requirements in this document. For example, for dated references, only the cited edition apply, while for the undated references, the latest edition of the reference document, including any amendments, can also be applied. In this case, we are discussing the temperature services that provided by the H&P Calibration Company based on the ISO 17025 standard. So, The ITS90 table mentions the thermoelectric voltage in millivolt at various degrees for all the thermocouple types. This reference table takes reference junction temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. From the report, the calibration for temperature recorders and indicators can be obtained. Hence, the company used ITS90 table for references. This company calibrated various types of temperature recorder and indicator. As stated here, different types of thermocouple will have different temperature range and accuracy specifications. Besides, calibrated and reference table are used in the instrument calibration by using electrical simulation. For example, ITS90 calibrated by electrical measurement using calibrator such as FLUG 55228. This instrument also tested by comparison PT100 in liquid bath to observe total immersion and partial immersion.
Today, I'll present my part, which is class 4 general requirement. So the first one is document SAMM 497 is available at portal GSM. The company stated the type of instrument they use for the calibration. So at that document, they stated all the type of instrument that they use to measure the instrument. So this second point is they identify the list of every instrument and material they use before performing the calibration test. So they need to calculate the list before they do the test, so that they can avoid any injuries or something else that will affect the test. So the third point is, as stated in class 4.1, the laboratory should identify risk if it's in impartiality on an ongoing basis, and if a risk is identified, the laboratory shall be able to demonstrate how it eliminates or minimizes such risk. So in this statement, show that they need to identify the risk and need to plan how to eliminate the risk well. So that that's very important to make sure that all the process on calibration tests well ongoing. So for the fourth point, is more to the service that are provided for this company. So this service more to the force pipe. So it mentioned that to calibrate using standard weight, top meter, top bar in instrument that are need to calibrate and meet the standard requirement. So the standard weight, top meter and top bar is the instrument that they use to calibrate the force instrument. And the fifth point is service for the pressure pipe, which is to calibrate using pressure calibrator, to calibrate vacuum gauge and pressure gauge, which is pneumatic and hydraulic, based on AS 1349-1986. So these are the things or the services that are provided in this company for the pressure scope.
Next, the following clause will be discussed, which is clause 5, which is about structural requirement. The same document contains all management requirements, accredited scopes, and a plan for further calibration. As a result, we can assume that this company meet the clause 5 structural requirement for control of document and records. This section discusses the design of a system to manage document revision and ensuring that users have access to the most current version, preventing the use of out-of-date documents. Additionally, it contains a record-keeping system. This is supported by the website document SAM 497. For the schedule, issue date 30 November 2021 and valid until 25 January 2023.
Next is clause 6. In 6.3, facilities and environmental condition stated that facilities and environmental conditions must be suitable for its activities. Since the company tests calibration for temperature, pressure, electrical, mass and dimensional, the company must know the standard conditions for every test they did. The laboratory shall monitor, control and record environmental conditions which can affect the results, and also measures to control facilities, such as access to the use of areas that affecting lab activities. of effective area separation. The company need to maintain the accuracy of reading in weight and precision of the weighing scale. Calibration by comparison with standard weight of same nominal value by using standard weight or dead weight. Mostly, the devices in this scope are calibrated by electrical measurement using multimeter. In this scope, they do frequency tests to check whether the device meet the requirement or not, based on the range they had set.
HMP calibration has class 7.5, which is technical record. The technical record are expected to contain the result report and sufficient information to facilitate identification of factors affecting the measurement result and associated measurement uncertainty are required in the records, if possible. Besides, the repetition of the laboratory activity is enabled if required and also providing traceable to previous version or to the original observation if amended. Based on the report as AMM497, the technical report has listed out the things required in the document. For example, in scope of dimensional, the report has written properly the measurement parameter, range, calibration, and measurement capability expressed as uncertainty and remarks. All the information about the calibration was appropriately written in good way. For example, the measurement is caliper. The calibrated using gauge block based on ISO 13385-1 2011. Calibrate by using thickness fall based on in-house method. Calibration on actual thickness measurement. Mostly the equipment they use meet standard criteria.